Hey guys, this is Aaron coming at you with a video about how much time should you spend being the owner of your repair shop. So for everybody out there, whenever you're the owner, it's very easy to just let it drag on and work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week and say that thing like I'm the first guy in, I'm the last guy to leave, etc. And there's nothing wrong with hard work. But if you're going to be at your building that many hours and you're not needed, then some of those hours better be spent on something else that's generating money, or you need to go home and be with your family. So it's one of the two. And a lot of guys, they don't understand their business is trying to pay them in time. They're not accepting it. So if you think about it, if you've got basically the owner and I'm going to put here actual time. Continue that line. So we got a nice little title. So if you think about how much time is spent being an owner, the business itself is the combination of all the employees in your building. And they are coming to you and they've got a stack of money, right? They're like making it rain. And that money is just tons of money, just tons of money. And so we'll put, a little circle on there like it's bills. And so that money is trying to fall into your hands, and you're over here standing on the other side, and you're frowning. You're unhappy. You don't want it. You get your hands on your hips, and you're just like this. You're like, this is crazy. I ain't taking it. And this money, it's trying to get to your wallet. But you know how that works. Because you don't like it, you're not letting it go in there. Because money knows when other money likes it. And I tell this story, I joke around with my mastermind members, but when money tries to get in your pocket and the other money's telling it, don't come here, don't stay here, they hate money, and then they're going to leave, that same thing happens also with time. So I want you just to imagine for a second that you have a bad habit of working too much, and now it's time. This is what's trying, I'm going to draw a little clock here. That's what's trying to get into your wallet. It's trying to come in there and compensate your life and give you more time, but because of the habit of staying there all the time, you reject that from your business. So what ends up happening as the owner has a business that grows, that gets more free time, that gets more cash. If you don't accept the cash by hiring more people before you need to, and you don't accept the time by showing up to work all the time, then what ends up happening is you get no benefit. The business doesn't do anything for you. It's not giving you cash or time. You're not taking it. You don't accept it. You refuse it because of bad habits. So let me walk you through something. The real responsibilities of an owner. Is that right? Responsibility. Yes. Man, that's a lot. Somebody should have made that word a lot shorter when it was written. So responsibilities of an owner. You need to understand the books of your business at all times. You need to be pouring into key employees. So if you're focusing on the books, you're pouring into your key employees, then you need to understand marketing. Then you also need to understand all of the key metrics of your business, right? So when you're looking at your metrics, that's the stuff, the books, that's going to be, let me finish writing that. The books, that's going to be whatever's in your shop management system, etc. The metrics are going to be what's in your shop management system. The books are going to be like QuickBooks itself, right? How much money are we making? It really comes down to these four things. So if you think about it, your books, I used to, whenever I had 3 stores, I could knock out the books every single morning on 3 locations in 45 minutes. And I could go over all the key metrics in 45 minutes every morning. I was done. Pouring into employees, I'd go drive around, I'd meet with them. And the key people you need to meet with, your managers, and your foreman or top technician. That's who you need to pour into. You focus on those relationships. And I'm going to put here every day. Every single day. So you're going to focus on this every day, and this is really not going to be more, I would say, I'll get into time in a minute. Then marketing. Marketing, honestly, is about 5 hours a month. And you do it kind of all in one afternoon, and then it's set for the next month. It's not hard. So I'm going to call it, I'll just leave 5 hours a month. I was going to do it weekly. Let's just do it like this. This is how it's done. And then on your metrics here, no more than 30 minutes a day, but you're going to do that every day. In all reality, I'm going to tell you right now, you could do your books every single day. I'm going to give you some buffer. 30 minutes. Jump on your bank accounts, open up QuickBooks, take a day in, make sure it got entered in correctly, that your sales tax is right, the parts, the labor totals are right, all your sublets right, non-taxable and taxable is right, everything looks good. Okay, I'm done. Move on. Then you're going to check out all of your metrics. Take a look. How much is my average ticket? How much is my close ratio? What's my technician average quote? You know, how much did we sell? What's our car count? All of it. Just check it. No more than 30 minutes. I'm at an hour. Marketing, I'm going to do, I don't know, the second or third week of the month for the next month coming up. And that's going to be once, right? And it's a 5-hour thing one time. So that's 5 hours. And I'm going to put here once. Sorry if you can't read that. And then pouring into key employees. Guys, I'm basically, every day I'm working an hour. I got one day in the month where I got to go work 6 hours. But basically I have every day only an hour. You could say I'm going to work every day till lunch and go home every day at noon and spend time with your family. You could work every day 1 more hour and just pour into a couple people and go every day at 10. Just pour into them. Doesn't matter what it is. But these are the key responsibilities. I'm going to tell you right now, easily, an hour a day is 21 days a month that you can pour into key people. 1 hour a day. That is your owner responsibilities. These guys that tell me they work all freaking day, doing 50 grand a month, doing owner stuff, and somebody else is running the business is crazy. You are creating fake work for yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. You need to slow down and say, what is going on in the business? What's going on? What are the responsibilities I have to do? Am I going to let the business pay me cash? Am I going to let the business pay me in time? Am I going to accept it? And then when you do accept it, and then you leave and you go do what you need to do, this allows you to think a little clearer. So let's look at some options. If I let this happen, now I can actually think about buying another business, right? If I let this happen, I can actually think about spending more time with my family. There's a season for everything, so you might be in a season where you've worked a lot and it's time for you to slow down and spend some more time with your family, maybe for the next year, and then maybe a year from now you can go do something else. But if you think about it, your responsibilities have been operating like this for so long. It's time now for you to switch gears. So what if I was going to keep being an owner and I work in my business? Do you not think that I can find one day a month where I can take 6 hours to knock out my stuff, and that one day I won't meet with any of my other employees? Then 20 days a month, so I need one day, 6 hours to do marketing in my books and everything else, right? So I'll put here marketing that day, books, metrics. Then I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to have probably 20 days left where I do 2 hours. And you're telling me I don't have time on those 2 hours to pour into employees and to do books and metrics to run my shop. You're all working about 9, 10 hours a day anyway. So you could basically do 20 days at 2 hours a day and still have, if you work 9 hours a day, 7 hours to run your business. You could totally pull that off. Totally. And then only one day you got to get an afternoon off and you work 6 hours. That's it. Or the other option is you have someone else do it, they run the shop, and you still only work 2 hours a day, and then one afternoon you do this. And you spend time with your family. You catch up on family time because you've been sacrificing for years. Or another option is you do this exact scenario I just reminded you of, and you're going to now have 7 hours a day to go pour into another location or another business of similar type, and one day out of the year or out of the month you're going to have to spend it on marketing. It's not rocket science. It's not that hard. But what happens is people don't confine it into the space it's supposed to be in. You know, all of this stuff is supposed to be an organized life that you put inside this box, right? But people let it leak out. People let the time start to creep out, and it just starts eating away at their life. And it comes all the way out in every part of their life because they just hang out and they just talk. They do, they just waste time. They don't get right to the point. They beat around the bush. And then they end up letting the money get eroded because they go, well, that's what I need to do. I've grown. I need to hire somebody else. And they justify it and tell me, oh, man, this guy sells so much better than me, so much better than me. Oh, my gosh, his first day. Talk to him 60 days later. Well, that guy didn't work out. Well, what happened? Well, this and this and this. I'm like, dude, why don't you just stay on the front counter? It stresses me out. One of the main reasons it stresses people out when they're on the front counter is because they're trying to manage the books in their head, and they're also trying to manage whatever they're doing with the front counter. So let's say I got to make payroll and I got no money. And then I'm on the front counter trying to sell somebody a $200 job and they don't want to buy. I know how bad I need that money. So that messes with my head. I'm here to tell you guys, you can really get down and dirty in this and just go, you know what? I'm going to compartmentalize. I'm going to block that and put that over here. I'm not going to let myself get all stressed out. I'm not going to let myself get worried. And you can say, that's going to go over here. It took me years to learn how to do this. I wasted so much time. I got so stressed out and it blocked me out. But I'd have to send my worry to somewhere else and just put it in this box. I have to learn how to compartmentalize. And I can't spell compartmentalize, so I'll just leave it all. Pretend that's what it says. So I put it in this box and I lock it away. And I just stick it there. And 2 hours later, when I have time to worry about payroll, that's when I'll deal with it. But you have to learn how to take worry and park it over here, because worry will just leak into every other area of your life. Your life, when you're in a moment, you're trying to keep everything in that box, and then it leaks in this way, this way, this way, this way. You can't do it like that, guys. You've got to understand this is what I have budgeted. And if you had to make it work, you would. Well, Aaron, what about emails? What about phone calls? You could take all that crap when you're writing service. You could take all that crap when you're working on cars. You do already. Your technicians do. It's the stress of being an owner that makes you mess up. And why is there stress of being an owner? It's because of the lack of cash. But what feeds that? As soon as the business gets bigger, because we're in the habit of not having cash, we go hire somebody to do that position because we think then we'll have more time to think. And then we go give them our cash. I'm telling you, if you get cash, you'll be able to do so much more. You can operate faster. You can work harder. Because you don't have that fear that bills aren't going to be paid. You don't worry about it. I'm telling you, every bit of this I've been through, so I'm telling you on this, please understand that when you start to get a business that starts to take off, that is not the time to run out and hire somebody. It's the time to stack cash. The business is trying to either pay you in time, which is when you go hire somebody and now it's giving you free time, or it's trying to pay you in cash. The sad thing is most people reject both. They go hire somebody, so they get time, but then they don't even capitalize on the time, and instead, they just hang out there all day long. And then the others that want to get cash, instead, the business is trying to pay them, they hire somebody, and it just eats away their wallet. It's just crazy, your time and your wallet. You can't do that, guys. Save that money. Don't be afraid of hard work. Don't be afraid to stay in the business a little bit longer. That's the fastest way to get rich. It's the fastest way to get to the top. You do that to 120K. The other guy, maybe he did it before you. Maybe he's doing 150, 160, but you've got 100 grand in the bank. He's got 10 in the bank. You watch what happens. You're going to eat his lunch and go flying right past him. You'll be able to make better quality decisions. You'll have more free time. You'll understand what it takes to run your business, and you'll be able to open up a second location much quicker than they will. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.